A very good afternoon to one and all. I'm your host, Ruby Gill, and I feel honored to welcome you all on the behalf of lovely professional university. So, attendees, what do you think the sense of today's webinar? Well, I'm glad to share with much excitement that today our expert will deliver their expertise and make us learn about the techniques of improving retention of learning. So I'm sure you are as excited as I am for today's learning process. So kindly allow me to introduce our experts. Dr. Vijay Kumar, Professor and Deputy Dean, School of Education, Lovely Professional University. An intellectual and highly skilled educational leader with an experience of 20 years in the field of education. He has published 116 research papers in renowned journals and books and presented 35 papers in national and international conferences, seminars of repute. His research area is mainly focused on emotional intelligence, self-regulated learning strategies, socially disadvantaged groups, bullying, teacher self-efficacy, effectiveness, academic monitoring, and motivation. He has guided more than 75 master dissertation and 7 PhD theses. So, sir, it's a privilege to have you on board with us today. Thank you so much for joining. Additionally, we have with us Dr. Siddhi Sood, Assistant Professor, School of Education, Lovely Professional University, a dynamic personality with an experience of more than 10 years as an academician. To her credit, she has 6 research papers and over 7 book chapters in national and international journals, publications of repute, and also she has been awarded with the Certificate of Excellence for the Meritorious Public Service in 2017 by Lions Club of Indore. So, ma'am, thank you so much for giving us your valuable time. Additionally, I would like to welcome our admission expert, Dr. Tushinder Preet Kaur, Professor, Mittal School of Business and Coordinator of CEL, Department of Counseling and Admissions, Lovely Professional University, Doctorate in Economics, MPhil and UGC NET qualified. She's holding an experience of more than 15 years as an academician. To her credit, she has more than 40 research papers published in refereed national and international journals of repute and authored one book as well. In addition to this, she has chaired various sessions and acted as a resource person for numerous conferences and seminars. So, ma'am, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for your valuable time. And attendees today, she'll give you an insight of eligibility, fee, and scholarship, which I'm sure will make you save a lot of money. And in addition to that, she'll also give an insight of the infrastructure of the university. So with this, we'll begin our today's webinar. I welcome you again to the webinar and looking forward for a great interactive session. So over to you, sir, for the content of the day.
Thank you, Dr. Ruby. Firstly, I welcome all the audience sitting in this webinar. Dear students, I'm sharing my screen and you are able to see the first slide of the show, techniques of improving the retention of learning. Now, we are into a scenario wherein lot of things are going on in our day-to-day environment, in our teaching, in our learning, and the span of attention of the individuals has gone drastically down. That usually was when there was a previous generation. Now, the retention of learning is very important in the teaching career and also for learners who are going to become the teachers of tomorrow. So talking about this thing, my colleague will be sharing that how you can improve your retention of learning, and I will be focusing upon how in the department we are doing the things that which are improving the retention of the learning of the students. Dear students, the teaching is becoming lucrative day by day, and now there are many exploratory options coming up with the advent of edtech era, and the people are coming up with different kind of profiles, roles coming up in the edtech companies. The same content is being taught in different ways, and we are finding that the retention is becoming up a main focus area, that how to engage our learners. That is the only and only focus. As a result, the teachers are becoming the not just the curriculum developers, they are becoming the curriculum transactors, they are becoming the instructional designers, they are becoming the counselors. And as a result, the retention of learning, to make the things more easier, to make it provide in different form, that is what the teaching career is going to become in the future. And as a result, the role is becoming widely different, that we are not just engaged into becoming the teacher, we are going into a scenario where the roles will be different from different perspectives in different uh, positions. The edtech is becoming day and day greater, and the contents are not changing, but the way to teach that content is changing. The ideation to make that content more uh, learnable, easy, and have the retention with the student, that is the major focus. And as a result of that, we are finding there is a lot of growth of the edtech sector coming up in this era. We are finding that people are having a good amount of respect, good amount of quality consciousness for the degree of from the professional institutions. Now, it is not just focused upon that B.Ed is becoming an option for going for the government job, but it is an option to become for going into a private sector in the industry also, not only the schools. So we are going for B.Ed to become the school teachers. We are going for M.Ed when we are thinking of becoming the principals or teacher educators or etc. And as a result, we are finding in there are good number of ways of things coming up in present scenario. The skills that are required to improve the retention is always required to be in the teacher. And as a result, at the department, we are cultivating the online teaching skills of the students, wherein the becoming yourself not engaged in just in the physical classroom, but also how you can maintain your engagement with the children in the online environment, that is also being taught at LPU. The how to collaborate, how the to make the students to make different type of things that will be more retentable of the training is given to the teachers in order to create videos, audios, and also the edit those things with the help of which they create in the form of the in as a role playing activity or group drama activity or the documentary activity. Along with that, there are software learning for the students in order to see the effectiveness of the created things to have the data and have its analysis being done. The department is also providing the focusing towards the experiential learning, and as a result, the tie-ups with are there with the different NGOs, and with the different conferences, seminars, and workshops are being organized in order to make the experiential learning more focused, more practical training to be given to the students in order to make them their learning more retentive. And as a result, there is an inspiring ecosystem at the department in terms of the computer lab, language lab, yoga lab, psychology resource center, science and math resource center, research resource center, and educational technology or ICT resource center. The department has improved in terms of different databases, which is generally not available. We have a quite good database for from the JGate, AppSco, Gister, Springer, EPWR app, which allows you to search, scroll through e-journals, 123 e-journals specifically related to the field, along with 1,49,252 e-books related to the discipline. And there are physical books available in the department that surrounding 26,540. And there are journals coming up and newspapers which will give you a ambience that to revise, to practice things at ease. The department, after its establishment of in 2003, had lot many things going on, and as a result, in the recent past, we have been able to have more than 300 plus seated students qualifying the CTET, and also we have more than 300 plus students going into the government sector. The students are doing regularly the case studies, action research, participation in the conferences, workshops, and these things have been organized by the department. There are more number of publications from the departmental students. There are 200 plus live projects done. 50 plus international students were part of the department, and 75 students are presently pursuing their PhD degree from the department. This is the present scenario as a result of the inputs given up by the learners, by the teachers to their learners. These number of students are working in the edtech sector in different profiles. And these are the students, those who have been able to qualify the CTET as in their first attempt in this, that exam was held in December 2022. And they are now placed in very good schools. If I talk about the rankings, in the Atal rankings, the university has been ranked as third, and similarly Times Higher Education ranking, we have been ranked among the top 200 and second in India, along with in NIRF ranking in 2021 we were at the 62 rank, whereas in the recent 2022 rankings we have reached the rank of 47 among all the universities in India. The Z ranking is at 11th best university in placement. If I talk about the vision of the department, we want to create a situation. We are internationally renowned, top-ranking teacher education school for providing outcome-based and research-oriented education, along with competencies to develop higher-order thinking, life skills, and entrepreneurship to groom global professionals with the capacity for transformational leadership. And this all will be helping in creating such kind of habits, strategies, uh, uh, skills to make and improve the learning of the students. The programs are NCT recognized. Along with that, the department is a proud member of different organizations like GERA, AIAR, and Indian Science Congress, along with the IATE. The programs at present running in the department include integrated BA BEd, BSc BEd, BEd MBed, MEd, MA education, MSc e-learning, PhD education. If I talk about the core strengths of the department, we are focusing on the use of technology to make the students ready for the e-learning industry in future and make them skilled for the 21st century. There is an exposure to softwares for research, for school management, etc. And also, we are making the students to prepare for the UGC net and the CTET, and are focusing on their clearing these the teacher eligibility test in the final year of their program. And as a result, I am happy to share with you that 80% of the last year batch have been able to qualify the CTET exam in their first attempt. The curriculum is mapped, and also there are not many special and training sessions are being done, and courses are being offered to the learners in order to prepare for these teacher eligibility exams. We provide active assistance for the placement along with the stipend for internship in the schools. There is an active guidance by the faculty, which is highly acclaimed for the research publications, who guide the students for the research. And if I talk about the edtech industry at present, we are making our students ready through the different courses that are there, that is on instructional design or workshop on e-learning, uh, workshop on e-content development, as well as the e-learning resource development, which make them ready for the future that is coming up. And also we are making them clear for using the digital skills for developing themselves as a marketable object to run their YouTube channels or to do the freelancing. there are different tie-ups with different industries and organizations. Trell, we have the tie-up for story writing and video production skills, and the department focuses on to prepare the different students for different careers that include teaching, online educators, instructional designers, content writers, storyboard writers, educational consultant, YouTuber, test developer, textbook writer, etc. If I talk about the placement highlights, the 40,000 salary, or we can say 5 lakh per annum salary has been achieved as a fresher for a fresher by the department. There is a 15,000 monthly internship stipend has been achieved for the students in the internship program during their internship program. More than 10 plus students are working in edtech companies, and also there are 20 plus students who have opted for the OJT during the last year. These are the different students, those who have been placed in their 2022 batch in different schools. These are the students, those who have been acting as appointed as TGT or PGT in different schools of the previous years in the private sector. And these are the students who are being recruited by these organizations, which include edtech industry organizations also, as well as different reputed schools of the region, as well as outside the region. These are the students, those who have been working in the government sector and have been recently qualifying their state government exams or the central government exams. There is a diverse community of the department, and as a result, we are having the students from 25 plus states and students from 10 plus countries studying at the Department of Education. These are our proud alumni, those who have been able to achieve very good, significant position uh, in their as principals of different organizations. But apart from that, there are many others also, those who are working as principals in foreign countries as well as in India. These are the different social media handles which you can use in order to see what is going on at the department, and you can update yourself with these things. So thank you. Over to you, Ruby ma'am, for the presentation by Dr. Siddhi on the techniques to improve the learning.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. So I would like to invite Dr. Siddhi ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So over to you, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your vision. And now we'll listen to ma'am about the techniques to improve the retention of learning. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Ruby ma'am. Thank you so much, Dr. Vijay Kumar, sir. So, greetings of the day to all of you. Let me know if my screen is visible.
Ma'am, it is. You can put it in the slideshow mode, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, I hope it is fine now. Okay,
It
greetings
is.
of the day to all of you. Thank you so much, Ruby ma'am, for the introduction also. So today we are going to talk about techniques of improving the retention of learning. We have seen a lot more issues while retaining what we have learned, the information that we have gained. So today we are going to focus on some of those techniques, but with some interesting activities. So let's start with that. So first of all, it's a story time. So I'm going to tell you a small story. This story has been divided into two parts. So here is the first part of the story. It says, Meera was 13 years old. She was popular, doing well at school, and seemed to be every parent's dream of a successful child. She plays several sports and is meticulous about homework and assignments. She and her younger sister live with their mother and father, both of whom work hard outside home and try to make sure that the girls have all that they need while expecting that they fit in with social and family expectations. About 6 months ago, there was an upheaval in Meerut's circle of friends. One or two began to be more interested in boys, and there was a shift in the pattern of relationships. All had been interested in clothes and appearance, but now began to be more critical of both themselves and others. Meerut's best friend Shivani was less available and suggested that Meerut would look a bit better if you work on your body shape. So here's the first part of the story, based on which I'm going to ask certain questions. Let me see what kind of answers I can have. What stage of development was Meerut at? So if we can see, or if we can recall the story that we have just heard, so it is not early childhood, it is not later childhood, and it is not later adolescence, because we talked about that Meerut is 13 years old. So herein, we can remember it as the early adolescence stage. Why was Meerut every parent's dream child? Because she was perfect at what she was doing. That's why. Furthermore, if I would like to ask, why was Meerut's parent expect her to be socially fit? Why parents have expectation from the children? They have expectation because they are, whatever they are doing for them. So that is why they expect from their children. Then, what kind of transition have you observed in friends of Meerut? Why this term transition has been used, let me explain here. Because we are talking about children with adolescence stage. So this is the stage of transition. So the transition that has been observed in friends of Meerut, it is also as per the stage of adolescence. They were more concerned about their appearance, more critical about others' appearance, and they would like to give their opinion. They want to present their opinion every now and then. With these questions, let's move on to the second part of the story, wherein how that transition, how that impact of peer advice has raised to the change in life of Meerut. Meerut decided to increase her fitness by going to the gym and became more interested in healthy eating. Feeling that this was not good enough, Meerut added a daily run, increased number of push-ups and sit-ups, and started skipping her meals. Most of her friends were quite impressed at the rate at which Meerut was losing weight and her dedication to her diet. This over-strict schedule led to her deterioration in both health and academic performance. She started avoiding her family and social life. Her parents were becoming concerned about her weight loss and suggested to visit to her general physician. Meerut responded with anger and tears and refused to go until her parents insisted. Medical checkup revealed her dangerously underweight. She was referred to a good pediatrician because of the danger of heart and kidney complications. A child psychiatrist was also recommended. So now let's explore what this wants to tell us. Who made Meerut get conscious towards her fitness? The peer group. That means we can conclude here that at adolescence stage, the peer influence is the most. Why did Meerut want to impress her friends? Because she doesn't want to lose them. She wants to be the part of the group. What were the causes that lead Meerut for clinical help? Her over imagination, her extreme dedication towards the exercises, all these were the causes, and the pressure of being the part of the group of the peers that lead to Meerut for clinical. So with all these things, we can now explore and list the important characteristics of adolescence quite easily. that adolescence is a stage of transition, that adolescence is a stage of peer pressure, that adolescence is a stage of stress and storm, that adolescence is a stage where we want to be the part of the group, that adolescence is a stage where we would like to ignore our parents' advice, that adolescence is a stage through which we need to go by leaving an impression. So that's what the technique of improving retention of learning one, that is the stimulation to senses through storytelling. Moving on to the next part, let's explore another retention technique. I think you all can see a diagram here in which at the center there is a concept written air and water. On the left side and on the right side, they have defined each and every concept related to air and water. What kind of impurities are there? What kind of purification is required? How can the solubles that are referring to the process of it? Furthermore, if on the right side, we can see the basic concept about the composition and the part they play in the atmosphere. So that's we can see, or that we can explain, or that we can retain or revise our learning with the help of a beautiful diagram, which we consider as mind map. So that's our technique of improving retention of learning 2, that is stimulation to senses through appropriate diagrams. Now I have a question for you all. This one is also an example of mind map. How many of you think it is appropriate, and how many of you think that it is not appropriate? So let me say my view here. According to me, it is not very appropriate because, as we can see, the lack of clarity here. There are too many colors that have been used. The font size is not that accurate. It is overcrowded. So that is why whatever we want to explain through this diagram, I think won't reach to the mind of the students, to the mind of us. Or if we want to revise, we ourselves can get lost into this. So I don't find this appropriate mind map. So let's move a step ahead. Here is the diagram. It has also been divided into 2 parts. The upper part and the lower one. If we would like to explore it, then we can see that in the first part, someone is speaking and wants to fix whatever that person is speaking into the mind of the child, inducing, using the hammer. While if we see onto the second part here, we can see that sharing is there, interaction is there. The person is speaking. This person has all the things well arranged and organized in his mind. But to the child, this person wants to explore. That means the teacher wants the child to explore each and everything at own. The discovery. That's what we call as brainstorming. The teacher needs to set the direction, stay focused, involve everyone, invite wild ideas, and look for the obvious. This brainstorming technique nowadays is very much used to retain learning. So that is why techniques of improving retention of learning 3, we have brainstorming and interaction. On that note, I would like to proceed further. So here again, I would like to ask your choice. You have 2 concepts here. One, deduction, another is induction. Deduction says theory is first, based on which there can be the hypothesis. Based on the hypothesis, we can have our observations, and based on our observations, we can confirm or conclude. This process was the process by a philosopher, Aristotle. On the other hand, we have another process, that is induction. Induction says that observation comes first. With our observations, we try to find out certain pattern. With that pattern, we go to certain hypothesis, and after training the hypothesis, we can generate a total theory. This is the process that is being followed by Sherlock Holmes. I think we all are very well aware about this name, Sherlock Holmes, the famous detective series. So what's your choice? Deduction or induction? Well, it could be anything. Whether you want to go bottom up or whether you want to go top down. Howsoever, it is being preferred that for learning of more complex topics, we should go for top down. That is deductive approach. Deductive approach is considered to be as top down approach because we are moving from theory to confirmation. Whereas induction, it is considered to be as the bottom up because we are moving from observation to the theory. So on that note, we have our fourth technique of improving retention of learning, that is inductive bottom up and deductive top down technique. Let's move further and see what's next in our group. We have compare and contrast. It is a very good technique for retaining the learning, where we observe, we compare, and we contrast between the two things. For example, there are two pictures in front of you, picture 1 and picture 2. What you can observe? I think in picture 1, we can see that someone is standing in front of the students, that is a teacher, and demonstrating any of the experiments. While in the second one, I can see the teacher is beside the students, standing behind them, encouraging them, motivating them to perform on their own. The teacher is keeping a strict check also so that there could be no mishappening in the lab. So herein, in the first picture where we can see that only demonstration is happening, where students are just acting as an observer, they are not involved in that experiment. Whereas in the second one, we can see that students are very much, pretty much involved in their experiment and are discovering on their own. That is the laboratory method. So we have our fifth technique of improving retention of learning, that is practice is more powerful than teaching. So on that note, I would now like to summarize what techniques of improving retention of learning have we gone through till now. First was the stimulation to senses through storytelling, stimulation to senses through appropriate diagrams. Third one was brainstorming and interaction. Fourth was inductive and deductive technique. And fifth, practice is more powerful than teaching. Preaching. We know that practice makes everything perfect. So that's all from my side regarding the techniques of improving retention of learning. Over to you, Ruby ma'am. Thank you so much. Dr. Ruby Gill, over to you. these retention of learning techniques that we were talking about, we can explore ourselves better. That is a very good, these are the very good techniques of discovering ourselves, exploring ourselves, and moving on. And actually, we can go through the learning process rather than just getting into the rote memorization of the knowledge or information. So these techniques will definitely help us in retention of learning. So that's all from my side. Over to you, Dr. Ruby Gill.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for intensifying and magnifying the knowledge of our attendees, and I hope the attendees will be proficient in retaining the learning techniques. So thank you so much, ma'am, for enhancing the knowledge of our attendees. So with this, ma'am, we have few queries from the attendees. So with your permission, we'll take up those queries. Siddhi, ma'am, you're not audible, like your mic is muted.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I on? Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am, I can't hear you.
Am
Yes,
I
ma'am.
audible now?
Yes, ma'am. Now, ma'am, you are audible. Okay, ma'am. So,
Yes.
can we take up the queries, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay. So, ma'am, there is a query from Mehreen. She wants to know that, as you have mentioned, that everyone wants to be the part of trend during their college life, but that affects the academics, as you have mentioned it. So, how to make the balance between the both?
See, that's the characteristic of the stage. Whenever we are at adolescence stage, we everybody have, I think, was being passed through the early adolescence to the later adolescence stage. And at that time, anyhow, we would like to be the part of any of the group wherein we can have certain famous, we can have certain impression. The very important thing here is that we want to establish our own identity. So now how can we balance? So for balancing the parts, the some part would have to be played, the role has to be played from the adult side, and the other role has to be played from our side. Being the adults, they should understand that what transition their children are going through. So they need to be more like a friend rather than the parents at that time. And with this friendship, they can make their children secure that we are here to listen from you. On the second note, when the children will feel that, okay, our parents are here for us, then definitely they should share everything with their parents to make sure that in their life they are not going to take any wrong step further. They need not to go out to look for any of the friends. So that is how we can balance between the two situations.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, ma'am, we'll take up another query that is from Prakhar Mishra. He wants to know that I am very much focused towards my academics. I want to achieve a specific goal he has set in his life, but the problem is he doesn't have, like, a fixed time for the sitting time for the learning thing. So, how to make yourself dedicated towards the learning, or to make that time like a little bit longer, dedicated hours for the learning, for the studying.
Okay, so as far as I am understanding the question, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay. So as far as I am understanding the question, there are two parts herein. One thing that scheduling the life or the routine, and the second thing is about the focus. So for scheduling part, we need to work upon by making a good schedule and timetable, so that on which we can stick on to, so that we can work on everything simultaneously. And if I talk about focus, then obviously we have to go towards a certain of the exercises that will also include the physical exercises. Physical exercises will increase our body metabolism rate, and that will help us to concentrate more and more. So we will be needing, starting from the 10 minutes of exercises, extending up to the 30 minutes, which can enrich ourselves with the concentration. So that will definitely help us to focus more.
Yeah, definitely, ma'am. I completely agree with you. And attendees, if you visit a university, you can see there are n number of parks are here, grounds are there, gym facility is also available, which our admission nominee will tell you in detail. And so you need not to worry about your physical growth, like you physical fitness. And if you think about the, like ma'am said, just said that you can schedule your timetable according to your comfortable according to your comfort. So our faculty is there, our mentorship is there to help you, to guide you in this. So ma'am, moving on to the next query. So ma'am, there is another query from Tanzan. He wants to know that if a student is shy, or a student is not so much confident about anything, so how our faculty handle that kind of students?
Uh, See, uh, there are situations in the classroom where the teacher finds that few people are extrovert, that means that they can express themselves very well, and there are certain other people who are introvert, who are good, who know everything, but they are not able to express themselves. So first thing would be the identification, and on the other note, then there will be the inclusive education setting, which tells us and which inspires the teachers also to perform or to design certain activities like we have just done through these interactive activities. These techniques will definitely help to make such a student to come forward, and the teacher can help in a better sense. Like we in our classrooms try to do this. We try to plan certain assignments in such a mode wherein each and every student of the class will get the opportunity to come forward and express his or her views. So such kind of things will definitely motivate and will definitely reduce this introvert characteristic with among the individual.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, ma'am, we'll take up last but not the least query, that is from Mankirat. She wants to know that she want to opt B.Ed from LPU, but if she opt for teaching, she needs good communication skills as well as personality enhancement. So, what kind of facilities are available at LPU for training the students in the same?
There are many kinds of facilities that are being available here to enhance your communication skills. So we have first of all the PAC classes, which prepare yourself to go for or to get trained for the purpose. Second thing, in our curriculum itself, we have many courses that are being designed especially to enhance the communication skills, that include both the skills development in both the languages. Plus, they have also included certain courses and certain things that help us to bring up our communication skills. The third thing is the very much that is the simulated teaching practice that we move on or we go through in our department, that help each and every student, or I can say the pupil teacher of our school of education, to practice teaching in front of their peer, where they themselves feel comfortable and their communication skill improve day by day with the feedback that they receive from their teachers. That is what training is about. So these are the practices, the major practices that we follow. Plus, I have also told you about the presentations, individual presentations, the field work, the assignments. All these things help a lot in improving the communication skills.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for resolving all the queries of our attendees. And attendees, we have heard our mentorship. So if you want your professional development, you want your physical fitness, you want your mental fitness, you can visit our university. You can take admission. Each and every facility is available over here. Top-notch faculty is there. So in detail, if you want to know about all these, we have our admission expert with us today. So I'll call Dr. Tushinderpreet Kaur. Ma'am, please, over to you now for the admission part of the university.
Thank you so much, Miss Ruby. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Thank you so much. A very good afternoon, all. I, Dr. Tushinderpreet Kaur, professor in Mittal School of Business, lovely professional university. I'll be speaking about the rankings, the campus life, the infrastructure which university is having. Last but not the least, as specified by Dr. Ruby, that I'll be talking about the eligibility, fee structure, as well as the scholarship. So to start with, it gives me immense pleasure to share that the university broke the record as 13 students from lovely professional university. They not only participated in Tokyo Olympics 2020, but they brought laurels by winning various medals. The story doesn't end there. The university team also lifted runner-up trophy at Khelo India University Games by winning total 51 medals. Now I'm going to speak about the rankings which university is having. The list is long, but I'll be giving you the glimpse of the latest and a few rankings. The university has been ranked second in India. The World Universities with Real Impact has ranked our university as the second university. In addition to this, the university has been ranked 74th globally by the Times Higher Education. The World University Ranking 2022 has ranked LPU 36th among top universities of India. Another feather into the cap is that university has been ranked third in India by Atal Ranking of Institutions on Innovation Achievements. Couple of days back, we got NIRF Ranking 2022, wherein the university has been ranked 47th among all government and the private universities in India. Now I'm going to give you a glimpse of the campus life as well as the exposure which we give to our students. Yeah, our students, they got the exposure to be the part of Indian Science Congress, which was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, wherein he renamed the slogan, added Jai Anusandhan, and carry forward as Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan, Jai Anusandhan. This is a glimpse of Nobel laureate for peace and spiritual leader Dalai Lama ji, who visited the university and graced the convocation. This is a glimpse which you can see wherein the president of two countries visited the university and they graced the convocation at LPU. We do have the entrepreneurial school. We call it as a startup school. We do invite your entrepreneurial ideas. And this school was basically inaugurated by Shri Arun Jaitley ji, and he interacted with the students and asked them to be the entrepreneur, to be a job giver instead of a job seeker at a very right age. Is none other than world-renowned life coach Gaur Gopal Das, who visited the university and inspired the students how to lead a happy life. So apart from the great leaders, the university has also welcomed the celebrities, the glimpse of which you can see. Shah Rukh Khan and Deepika Padukone, they visited the university and just interacted with the students and gave them a new start to the new academic career. Yes, I'm pretty sure you are very much aware of the name as well as the face of this person. He is none other than former Indian team captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who visited the university and interacted with the students. Now I'm going to speak about universities infrastructure. So to start with, universities infrastructure is one of the largest and the biggest infrastructure. So this is a glimpse of an amphitheater which is used to organize nukkad nataks, cultural events and many more things. This is glimpse of one of the auditorium. This is known as Shanti Devi Mittal Auditorium with a seating capacity of 2,200 people. This is basically organized. This is used to organize the events of national as well as the international repute. This is the glimpse of basically this is the heart and soul of Lovely Professional University, because this is a place from wherein you will get every single thing, starting from stationery to the lovely suites. You can see a small glimpse of Blue Dart is there, lovely suites is there, Fitness Edge is there. So you can see the glimpse, be it your laptop charger, be it your mobile charger, every single thing you will be getting in this particular student center. This is a glimpse of Central Library. The university has 9-storied library with lot many softwares, more than 20 lakh books. So you have any idea, research orientation into your mind, we have the solution for you, and we'll give you the path to follow your way. Yes, just to bring you out from the academic monotony, we do have a bowling alley. For this is for fitness freak people. We do provide the gym facility with specialized trainer, yoga, fitness edges there. You know, a lot many opportunities are there. No need to go out and explore the other opportunities. We do care about your health, so we do have 24/7 medical facility. You can have a glimpse. We have the hospital, Uni Hospital. So as stated, every single thing within the peripheries of the university. We do have one Shanti Devi Mittal Indoor Stadium with multifarious facilities. This is a glimpse of, yes, you will definitely find the swimming pool within the peripheries. This is not only one, we do have 3 swimming pools, that to all weather swimming pools at international level. So you can also be the part of this. Yes, this is the glimpse of the badminton courts, shooting range. This is the day view of the university where you are seeking to take admission. This is the night view of the university in general and boys hostel in particular. Now I'll take you through the website where I'll be briefing you all about the eligibility, fee structure as well as the scholarship. So I'm going to the website. Web link is lpu.in. Just a little time it will take. Then I'll showcase you the every single thing about your program. So just moving ahead, we do have the placement opportunities. We do provide. Yeah, going ahead with the admissions. You need to click at admissions. Then you need to select the discipline in which you are interested. As the webinar is for UG students, we'll go ahead with the education, UG education. So 2 programs, 2 courses will be in front of us, 2 programs, integrated BA BEd, integrated BSc BEd. So I'm going to click on the first program, that is integrated BA BEd. First, we'll talk about the duration of the program. As the duration is 4 years, which is equivalent to 8 semesters, the eligibility for this program is pass with 50% in 10+2. Moving ahead with the rankings, I have already shared the rankings which university is having. So I'm pretty sure you might be having this kind of an orientation that what will be taught to you in all the 4 years. Don't keep your query into your mind. You can see on the website every year details we have mentioned, what will be taught in autumn term, what we are going to teach you in spring term, every single thing. Departmental electives. Moving ahead with the fee structure, it is 50,000 per semester without scholarship. Don't worry, we do acknowledge your hard efforts, either on the basis of previous qualification. This is the first option. You need to check where you fall. Is it more than 80%? Is it more than 90%? Or it is more than 95%? So 3 slabs are there. Minimum is 35, maximum is 55. So you will range between 35 to 55 depending upon your performance in the previous score. Moving ahead with the other opportunities, yeah, we do have an opportunity to be the part of the scholarship, that is LPU Nest, that is Lovely Professional University National Entrance and Scholarship Test, which serves two purposes, that is eligibility as well as scholarship. So the exam which you will be appearing in will serve the purpose for the scholarship. So better you will perform, better will be the scholarship. So three categories will be there. So if you land up in third category, minimum scholarship will be there. It's like better you perform, better will be the scholarship. Then we do have the other scholarships. These are the special scholarships regarding to innovation, startup, entrepreneurship, sports, cultural. If you have any documentation in regards to these categories, that is previous 2 years, you have any documentation, feel free to drop a mail to us with a proof at admissions@lpu.co.in. Definitely you will seek a response from our team. Then we do have a financial aid. If you are not falling in any of the scholarship, then we go ahead with the financial aid, but the seats are very limited. You need to check in which category of financial aid you fall in. So we do have the categories, but you need to check where you fall, where you are eligible in, but the one best scholarship will be applicable to you. Now further moving, I am sure you might be having this query into your mind that how to be the part of this university, how to apply with us. You need to sign up. On the right hand side, tab of apply now is there. Then you need to click book your seat. Yeah, that is the next step, that you have to go ahead with the admission. Then you apply for LPU Nest, because I told you the benefit of LPU Nest. In your case, it is the scholarship. Why to spend more if you are getting the opportunity to pay less? Then last but not the least, book the exam slot and appear and give it with full performance, and best wishes from my side. Now moving ahead with the important dates. Though it is clearly mentioned the last date to take admission is 31st of July. But guys, I always believe in, we should not wait for the last date. We should decide our career, our future well in advance, because it's better planning will always lead to the right direction. So on this particular page, I talked about the duration of the program, the eligibility, the rankings, the courses which will be taught to you, the fee structure, the scholarship, and how to apply, and the last date. Again, a reminder, don't wait for the last date, book your decision at the earliest. Now, let's suppose you have any query into your mind, you can connect us through WhatsApp. This is the contact number. You can see who all are there in your town by selecting on LPU in your town. States will be available. You can click on a particular state. By scheduling a call, our counselor will definitely get back to you. 360-degree view. Simply click on this, explore the 360-degree view of the university. Plus, we are available on live video counseling. If you want one-to-one interaction with the expert counselors, we are there to assist you for the same. Yeah, I'm sure you also might be thinking that these series of informative webinars are going. If you have missed, how to get back to that information, if there are upcoming webinars, how to get back to that information, because I'm getting this question in my chat box. So go to admissions, go to LPU Edu Fair, that is the webinar. By clicking on LPU Edu Fair, you will be routed to a page where you can see all the upcoming webinars as well as the details of all the webinars which have already taken place. See, two tabs are there, upcoming webinars as well as the past webinars. So you simply need to identify your area of interest. You can also tell your friends that these are the upcoming webinars which university is organizing. So do register for the same by clicking on the link or by scanning the QR code. And by chance you have missed any webinar, click on the past webinars. You can see the YouTube recordings and you can get the expert advice from our experts. So don't miss to register for the upcoming webinars. Last but not the least, if you have any kind of query, you can note down the mail ID. First of all, note down the website. It's lpu.in. your queries on mail, admissions@lpu.co.in. We are having our helpline numbers 01824 517 000, 01824 404404. I hope I made all the points clear to you. Over from my side, Dr. Ruby.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the detailed information about the admission part. I believe attendees, they have got all the information how to approach the university. So thank you so much, ma'am. So with this, we'll conclude today's webinar. Thank you, attendees, for sparing time and participating in today's webinar. And we appreciate you all for being here. And I believe your knowledge has been enriched by today's topic. So also, I would like to express my appreciation to the experts for their valuable contribution on the topic entitled as Techniques of Improving the Retention of Learning. And I believe your years of research, your years of experience will definitely help the audience to choose the right path. So until next time, I, Ruby Gill, finally sign off the session. Thank you, everyone.